Hi, welcome to We Try. My name's Ethan.
And I'm Amy.
And today we're going to be talking about a restaurant called Eddie Merlot's. So Eddie Merlot's is a chain restaurant. They don't have very many locations, but they have one in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, which is the one that we went to. So Eddie Merlot's is like a steakhouse.
It is a prime age steakhouse seafood restaurant. And so I think what the official name is.
That's the official. Okay, you got it right here. So it's definitely an upscale restaurant. We were really excited to try it. We've been past it a bunch of times. It's on Woodward Avenue, a super classic roadway in Metro
Big
Detroit.
Beaver. It's like the cross section, right? The classic
It's like the center of Metro Detroit.
area of Metro Detroit.
So first thing when you walk into Eddie Merlot's, it really reminded me of Fleming. So we did a video on Fleming Steakhouse. We'll tag it here. But that's like the vibe I got when I walked in.
I thought it was more like Morton's, which we'll tag here.
And so Amy thought it was more like Morton's. Either way, you could tell it was upscale when you walked in.
You could tell it was an upscale steakhouse. So we got seated, and of course, we have to start with a cocktail. You know us, you know what we're about to start with, a dirty martini with blue cheese olives.
Classic. Yeah, have to.
And I thought the martini was nice and perfectly chilled. They even brought the martini shaker to the table and poured it into the glass at the table, which was just that extra nice little touch when you go out. I thought that was pretty cool. What did you think about the olives?
Oh, the olives were fantastic. The martini was so good. Going back to what you said, and the olives, those are some of the better blue cheese olives that I've ever had in a martini. They were really, really good, like super flavorful. If you like content like this, please subscribe to our channel. We do taste tests, restaurant reviews, travel videos, we do it all. So thank you for watching.
And not only did we have martinis for dinner to drink, we also had red wine. I had the Camus, which was called Camus the Walking Fool. I had 2 glasses of that. It was fantastic.
And I had Roaring Meg Pinot Noir. It was from New Zealand. I like the name too. I like Pinot Noirs, but I like the name Roaring Meg, and that's why I got it. And it was fantastic. We started with an appetizer. We saw oysters on the menu, and when we see oysters on the menu, it's like, okay, we gotta have oysters on the menu. So we got the oysters, we got the Rockefeller oysters, and it was basically like, think of like oysters mixed in with a spinach and artichoke dip.
Absolutely.
That's what it reminded me of. I'm very glad we tried them because it's We Try. We go out on a limb to try some different things that we've never tried before. Would I get it again? Probably not. The only reason being is because it reminded me of spinach and artichoke dip. It didn't have that classic oyster taste that you go for when you get oysters.
So one thing that I think we both like about oysters is that vinegar taste that comes with it. A lot of them have like apple cider vinegar. I love apple cider vinegar. Ethan loves apple cider vinegar. He likes the horseradish side of things. So we like that kind of flavor, whereas with the Rockefeller, it was like a creamy oyster. I want oysters to just slip down my throat and be yummy. Like, I don't want it to be like a creamy appetizer on top of an oyster.
From the oysters, we went straight to our entrees. And I got the New Orleans mixed grill. It looked incredible. It was a 4-ounce filet mignon. It was shrimp, sausage, and mashed potatoes. It was so good. Like the mix of all that meat was absolutely awesome. The filet mignon, I got it medium. It was probably more rare than medium, but that doesn't bother me at all. It was really good. And then the shrimp was a little bit spicy.
It was spicy. I tried some.
I like that a lot. It being a little bit spicy right there. The sausage was really flavorful. That entire dish, I took it down, no problem. It was fantastic.
So I had the lamb chops, which is part of their specials. They had a holiday menu, which is also where my wine was under their holiday menu. And they had the lamb chops. And so it came with 3 lamb chops, pretty large chops, I would say. Honestly, you might have even considered those like 6, you know, smaller ones, but definitely 3 larger lamb chops. It came with a rosemary sprig right on top. It also had a polenta cake underneath, which I love polenta. We had that for our wedding, and I will always love polenta. And this was nice and crispy, and it came with some carrots and a nice sauce. Now, I ordered my lamb medium. I would agree with Ethan. It definitely came a little bit more rare medium, or medium rare versus maybe what I was hoping for, but otherwise the flavor was so good. And I'm not a huge lamb fan, but man, I've been into lamb chops lately when Ethan and I go out, and I'm glad I got them. They were so good. I gave Ethan a couple bites and he was like, whoa, this is great.
The lamb was so good. The thing I love about lamb is it's always really, really flavorful. Fantastic.
It was hard to order, to be honest. There were so many things on the menu. I even told Ethan, I'm like, do I get this? Do I get that? And I finally just like, go with this. And I'm glad I got what I got.
And then dessert. So we didn't have a salad, we didn't have a side. So when it came time for dessert, instead of saying we're full, we were like, let's see the menu. They had a really cool dish called the peanut butter cup, and it tasted exactly like a peanut butter cup. It was cool because it had a graham cracker like crust.
Super thin though.
Super thin, and it was on the bottom.
And it was on the bottom.
So I didn't even have to eat it. I could just eat like the filling and the chocolate, and oh my gosh, it was rich.
It's really good.
But we had room, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, we kept thinking, like, our son would have loved this. Like, it was so good. Like, the peanut butter was whipped so nicely. It tasted like a really decadent Reese's peanut butter cup. Like, it was really nice.
It was like peanut butter mousse.
It was so good.
Oh.
We're a sucker for that kind of stuff.
So the food, I think we should talk about like the food first at Eddie Merlot. The food was so good.
Absolutely. The food was spectacular.
Incredible.
Definitely enjoyed the food, yeah.
I would definitely go back to get that food.
Yeah.
So the other part about it is the service aspect of it. When we sat down, it was 15 minutes until anybody even talked to us. And then at that point, you know, in between the server coming back to the tables, it was just long periods of time. It was hard to ignore.
It kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's really hard for us to come out here and say that, to be honest, because we're not those kind of people, but we also can't lie to you. It was not what we would have expected at a restaurant like that, especially at a restaurant like that.
So there you have it. That's our review of Eddie Merlot's. If you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to our channel, drop us a comment, where should we go next, and stay tuned because we'll see you next Sunday with another video.
Cheers, everyone. Thank
Cheers.
you.